Sal Mineo never looked like a star. He looked like something more dangerous, more true. Wide eyes, nervous energy, lips that looked like they held too many secrets. In the slick, pressed world of 1950s Hollywood, Sal wasn't a rebel. He was the reason rebels were invented. But the problem with being a rebel is that you don't get to grow old. Chapter 1. The Boy with the Sad Eyes. Born in 1939 in the Bronx to Italian immigrant parents, Salvatore Mineo Jr. didn't walk into stardom. He ran. He was a child actor, a teenage stage star, and by the time he was 16, he was cast opposite James Dean in Rebel Without a Cause in 1955. In 1959, he starred in the title role of Gene Krupa in the Gene Krupa Story. This musical biopic is based on the life of a tragic figure and great musician, gone too soon. And that's where the world fell in love. As Plato, the tragic, lonely boy with too much yearning and not enough armor, Sal was the emotional heart of Rebel. A boy clearly in love with Dean's character, coded queerness long before the censors allowed it. He earned an Oscar nomination for it. Then another, for Exodus, in 1960. By 21, he was unstoppable. Until he wasn't. Chapter 2. The Secret That Wasn't a Secret. Mineo was known, by those who knew, to be queer. He never made a public declaration, not in the era of Rock Hudson denials and studio-imposed wives, but behind the scenes, Sal Mineo was open with friends, lovers, and colleagues. He dated men. He had long-term relationships. He was part of the underground scene in LA and New York where gay artists existed just beneath the celluloid. He was never flamboyant, but he wasn't hiding either, and that, more than anything, terrified Hollywood. By the mid-1960s, Mineo's roles dried up. Studios stopped calling. Casting directors said he was too intense, too niche, too complicated. What they meant was, too gay. He was blacklisted not for politics, but for honesty. Chapter 3. From Oscar to Obscurity. Sal Mineo turned to stage work, off-Broadway, regional theaters. He directed, he taught acting, he kept creating. He landed a few TV roles, a part in Escape from the Planet of the Apes, a small role in The Greatest Story Ever Told. But the world had moved on, or pushed him out. In his final years, he found peace again in theater. He was cast in a promising LA stage revival of P.S. Your Cat is Dead, a dark comedy where he played a flamboyant burglar. The role was brave, funny, openly queer. He was rebuilding. He was coming back. And then, he was gone. Chapter 4. The Alley and the Knife. On February 12, 1976, after a rehearsal, Sal Mineo returned to his West Hollywood apartment. He parked his car, walked up the alley behind his building, and was stabbed, once, directly in the heart. He staggered, collapsed, died in a pool of blood just yards from his door. The newspapers said actor slain in random mugging. They said he had no cash, no wallet was taken, no known enemies, no reason. The police called it bad luck, but his friends weren't so sure. Chapter 5. A Trial and No Closure. More than a year later, Lionel Ray Williams, a young black man with a long rap sheet, was arrested. He confessed to several robberies in the area, but denied killing Mineo. Prosecutors said he did it anyway. The knife matched. The timeline made sense. He was convicted of Mineo's murder in 1979, but some close to Sal still believed it wasn't random. There were rumors of lovers, jealousies, police harassment, underground clubs, old debts, queer bashing gone unchecked, or worse, a quiet erasure of a man Hollywood had already discarded. Williams was paroled in the early 1990s. He never gave another interview. The case closed. But the story didn't. Final curtain. Sal Mineo was 37 years old, a talent that couldn't be tamed, categorized, or commodified. Hollywood loved him when he played lonely, then turned its back when he lived it. His queerness was never scandalous. His death always was. He died the way he lived, misunderstood. But those who knew him, those who remember Plato looking up at James Dean like he hung the stars, know what we lost. A generation of men weren't just erased by AIDS. Some, like Sal, were erased by silence. Let this be loud. Let this be the loudest. Love you. Mean it. Just like in old Hollywood.